Productions.
They say you're getting it, Jack. I say I already got it. Only nigga from the set with 50 G's in his pocket. They say you're winning, Jack. I said I don't even raise. Do this shit at my own pace. Get the fuck up out my face. Getting it, Jack. I say I already got it. Only 1-2, man. We back, Jack Vision 101, man. We back at y'all, man. Y'all know how we do it. We get all the way live and we get it all out, man. We get it all out. That's our motto, man. We don't hold nothing in. We don't let it boil up. We don't let it bottle up and explode on nobody, man. We get it out right now, today, man. I got my man, the new elected Alderman of the 4th Ward, Victor Felix, man. Y'all give it up for Vic, man. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody?
That's what's up, man. So how I feel, man, winning, coming to Alderman, man.
Man, I think it's a beautiful story, man, because it was not easy at all. Like even just getting my petition. So what petitions are is that you get signatures. You get enough signatures that you get your name on the ballot.
True that.
It got challenged, so I had and I have a job, so I had to go. It seemed like a court, right? Like you have the mayor, you have the like people. We have to kind of like state our case why we should stay on the
ballot.
On the ballot, yeah. So someone challenged. I mean, it was the opposing challenger had someone challenge my petitions. It's a strategy thing, If they can knock me off the ballot, that I'm not a competition.
Right, you don't have to worry about it,
So I went through that, man. So that happened. It was an experience. You know what I mean?
Got over that.
I go over that, man. And then I ran against for the primary, and I won that one. That one was weird, man.
Yeah.
It was really weird, man, because it created a divide in the community, man.
Right.
Because a lot of people still, my opponent, he's well known. He's an older gentleman. He's well known in the community. Whether people had different opinions, but at the end of the day, throughout his years of being alive, he did help some people.
Yeah,
I noticed that.
Some people, man.
Yeah, so it created a divide, I think, in a lot of people. And I saw it, and it's sad, because then people feel weird talking to you and stuff like that. But after it, man, it's like, okay, that division was kind of like everyone was kind of acting normal now.
Right.
Everyone was saying hi, it's cool. You know what I mean? But throughout the whole time for the primary, man, I think it's important how someone holds their composure, man.
Exactly.
You can't take things personal, man.
Right.
And I think a lot of people, more than anything, ended up liking me more than hating me.
Exactly. Can't help but like you, man. I know they wanted to send a lot of shots at you. I know, you know what I'm saying? It's hard in politics.
Yeah.
Especially when you run against somebody who got dirt on their name and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's hard to not send a shot, but you kept your cool. You maintained, because you could have did a lot of dirty shit.
Yeah.
But you maintained, man. You stayed true to your principles, to your morals, man. You know what I'm saying? And you ran a good race.
Man, I will give credit, man, to Mark, man, and that goes to show.
Shout out to Mark McLean Sr.
Man, that goes to show who you hang around with or who you're with. Man, they have to be people of integrity, man, because those people could also give you the wrong idea or cheer you want to do the wrong thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So when that came up about, hey, man, are you gonna say something dirty about your opponent? I was talking to Mark. Mark was like, you don't have to do that, man. Just do the right thing, man. And honestly, man, he helped me out with that, and I'm like, you know what? It is true. You just got to run safe. That's why maybe I got elected, man, because I want to do things different. You know what I mean?
Exactly, man.
So
you don't want to get in that cutthroat stuff, man.
Yeah.
Because how you begin, man, is how you gonna have to end, man.
Yeah.
So get in it for the right things and do the right things, man. You will prevail, man. Believe that. They say good guys finish last. That's some bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? You finish where you want to finish, man. You got to believe, man. You got to achieve. You got to have somebody in your corner that pushes you on, urges you on, And that's what Mark did for you, man.
Yeah, man.
So now, when you went up this time, I know you was at the polls,
Man.
shaking. How did it feel?
Man, that day, it's beautiful, man.
Right.
That day, it was raining. It was windy. It was,
Man.
At the end of the night.
The storm.
Yeah, the storm, man. It was raining. I had a poncho. It was blowing on the poncho on my face. You know what I mean? And man, it was funny, man. But at the end of the night, once it was all said and done, it was calm. It was warm.
Came out
Yeah.
victorious. And that's
And
just like the story, man. You know, when you walking through the storm, man, you think everything just against you. You losing, you can't make it. You know, you just beating yourself down. Then next thing you know, the storm passed by and you come out victorious, man.
yeah,
And
man.
that's what my man did. You feel me? You
Hey,
know what I'm
man.
saying? So now, what can we expect, man?
Man, there. So my strategy is talk to the people that ran. You know, I
Exactly.
have spoken to the people that ran also against me.
Right.
Um, I see where they're at, man, because at the end of the day, they ran for a reason.
Exactly.
You know, and it is true. You know, they have their own way of expressing it. They have their own way of saying it, but they want the best for the community. You know what I mean?
Exactly, man. Exactly.
And I can't I don't want to take that away. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you know, if I'm out there trying to do the better for the city, man,
Right.
why not
Exactly.
have them aligned with me? Why not like work well together? It doesn't mean we have to agree on everything. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
You know what I'm saying? And you ran against Republican. You know, everybody know you ran as Democrat. You ran against Republican. But man, me myself personally, man, when it comes to politics, man, Democrat, Republican, you know, neutral, however y'all want to see it, man, to me is a form of division, man.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? It's a form of division, man, because if everybody's shooting at the same goal to help take care of the community, to take care of the people, to make sure everybody all right and everybody doing good, treated fairly, then why is we doing it on two separate planes?
Yeah.
Why we just can't do it all together as one man? And as a politician, man, how did you feel about that, man? And what made you get into the Democrat Party, man? But how did you feel? How do you feel about the separation between parties?
Yeah. I mean, how I see it is that being a Democrat, man, you have to make your own. You know, that's kind of part of why, you know, you have to be careful who you align yourself with because then they might feel like you owe them something. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
that's kind of the worst position to be in because you know if you align yourself with certain people, man, they have an agenda. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And sometimes it's about power instead of you know making something better. It's more about power. And then that's kind of what we don't need that, man. Waukegan is so big, it could be prosperous, you know what I mean? And but you know power kind of you know it
Turn people, power change people,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
It changed people, you know. Believe that. We didn't see that. We didn't see that in many different forms, man. I don't want to call nobody out, which I would, but I don't want to right now. But we've seen it in many different forms. When people get power, man, they change. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
that's what it's about. That's what messes a lot of stuff up, man.
yeah,
You know, and that's why we got to stick together as one man and do what we know to do better for the community. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And another thing that really be bugging me, right, is how people in Waukegan, first say Waukegan, Zion, North Chicago, y'all want to see it, but Lake County area, right? We pay more attention to the politics in Washington, you know, Springfield, that ain't got nothing to do with us. We pay more attention to that than what's going on our home base.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You need to pay attention to your aldermen. You need to pay attention to your mayor. You need to pay attention to what's going around you because that's what's going to affect you more than what they doing up there. You
yeah,
know, we know y'all care about taxes and all that. It's good, but they gave power to the live people to sustain what they
yeah,
got here until it reach up there. So don't try to jump over the alderman and go straight to the president. Pay attention to what's going on in your community, man. How you feel about that, man?
man. Disinformed people is a strategy, you know,
Right.
you know, because once you have people that are informed, that's when their vote counts.
Exactly.
If you had all of Waukegan vote, the upper you know, that's when they're the upper you know politicians, that's when they pay attention. They're like, oh, you know, these
Exactly.
guys vote. You know, we need to, you know, do something for that city, or we need to, you know, we need to go out there and see what they're all about. That's how we get attention through our vote. So, you know, yeah, it is true. You know, you can call your alderman, or you can call your mayor, or you should be able to call your mayor. Um, but you can't call the president. You know, he's not gonna answer the phone. You know, there's this all the way up there.
Definitely not.
You can make change at home, and when you change home, then you can go out there and do make a difference. First, we gotta take care of home. You know,
Definitely got to take care of home, man.
yeah,
Definitely got to take care of home. You know what I'm saying? And it starts at home. It starts in the house, man. It starts with you teaching your child, your children, your youth. It starts with that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And if you ain't on that page, I don't know. I want to ask y'all the question, man. Do y'all sit and talk to y'all kids? I'm talking about really talk to them. You know, when I was younger, I used to want people to talk to me.
Yeah.
But back in the days, how old people was, they ain't want to talk. Go sit down, boy. Go outside and play. But I wanted so bad for somebody to sit here and talk to me and tell me what was really going on in the world, man. And I think we need more of that. Do you think we need more of that?
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, man, I don't know for you, man, but I'm becoming the person that I needed for me, so I could be there for my kids.
Exactly.
You know
That's
what I
the
mean?
main word right
Yeah.
there. Become the person that you needed in your life back then to
Yeah.
somebody that needs you now.
Yeah.
And that's what's gonna make that change. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna make people wanna run for alderman. That's gonna make people wanna pay
Mm-hmm.
attention to what's going on in the community. You know?
Yeah.
And stop that revolving door back to prison or back to poverty and you know what I'm saying, sickness and all this type of stuff,
Yeah.
Because if we come together, man, we show a form of unity.
Yeah.
Don't you know how good that'll be?
Man, it would be great, man. And that goes to another thing, man. Here in Waukegan, Zion,
Right.
North Chicago, we can create our own culture here. We
Exactly.
have we have the power to do that. You know what I mean? Not outside. We have the power to do that. We can be a city of actually be a city of progress. Work well together. You know what I
Exactly,
mean?
man.
Show up to the events. You know what I mean? And yeah, you have your negative people out there, causing trouble, whatever. But that's when we come in. They're at the end of the day, there
Exactly.
are brothers, sisters, cousins, dads, whatever they are. There are families, so we can go out there and be like, hey, you know what, you're not doing the right thing, man. And
Right.
they'll listen to you.
They definitely
Yeah,
listen, man,
yeah,
because they listen to get themselves this far
yeah.
by watching you. So why not watch you do something positive or try to teach them the right way? They'll definitely listen, you know?
Man, it's just a lot of that, man. It's having conversations and also helping people, man. Like if you know, we should stop being jealous of each other, man. And we should support each other and help each other.
Exactly, man.
If someone's doing well, wish the best for them, man. And instead of saying, man, why him? Say, why not me? And
Right,
ask the right
exactly.
questions. You gotta ask the right questions. You know what I mean?
Exactly, man. And you got to put yourself in the right position with the right people. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Because if you follow people that ain't going nowhere, guess where you going? Nowhere.
yeah,
You know? So
yeah.
put yourself around positive people,
Yeah.
man. You
Let
know?
me ask you, how can you tell if the person's the right person?
Because you tell by the fruit, man. The fruit they bear. I know y'all heard this in the Bible. Y'all heard it all over, man. You can tell the tree by their fruit. And I know a lot of y'all been like, what they mean by that? You know what I'm saying? Well, you can tell a tree by its fruit, man. By its action, by its deeds. You know what I'm saying? By the way he speak, control who we hang around with, the things he do for the community, for the people in the community. Them all his fruits he laying down, man. So if you see somebody that's good out here trying to help people, trying to teach people, you know what I'm saying? You know he got good fruit. He bearing good fruit. You know what I'm saying? He's successful in what he do. He always, successful in what he do because he bearing good fruit, man. But if you see somebody out here always negative, always putting people down, you know what I'm saying? Always out here hustling for a penny to get another penny, you know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying, hanging around the liquor stores all day and all this shit. You know he ain't bearing good fruit. He's
Yeah,
showing you right now his kids bad, he eat bad, everything with him just falling down. You know it's just going down. That's not good fruit.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's rotten. I mean, it don't take a rocket science to see it, man.
yeah.
You know.
And
So
we need it, man. We need it. We have to be understanding. You know what I mean? Like the whole judgment thing, man. Like if
exactly.
someone's not in the right path too, man, you just understand, man. Maybe they need something. Something's obviously
Exactly.
missing, man. There's a disconnect somewhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? But
You find a way to help, man. You find a way to give back, you know what
yeah,
I'm saying? And you find a way to do what you can to rise, to make others lift up, man. And that's what I try to do all the time, man. I go help the have nots, man, so they can have something,
but
Or
let me ask you this, man. What do you think of Because there's a word called selfish, right?
exactly.
I think
Definitely.
I think selfish sometimes is too many people put a wrong uh
Right.
they feel the wrong things for it, man. Sometimes you have instead of being calling it selfish, you have to take care of yourself first. You have to build something on your own, like for
Right.
yourself.
So we say self-serving
Yeah,
because sometimes you got to be selfish or self-serving in this life.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't do for you, who gonna do for you? Nobody. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
So if you keep your money and grow it and grow it and grow it, people steady ask you, man, can I buy $1? No, you can't buy nothing.
yeah,
But you sitting on 100,000. I don't care if I'm sitting on 200,000. I ain't
yeah,
getting you shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me build my money up so I get a million or two. Now, you know what I can do with that million or two? I can go help a whole boys club.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? I can go over here and put this money into something that's gonna work for the whole community. I can build a center. I can build something to give y'all jobs. I can do all this stuff with that million. But if I would have gave away that 100 or that hundred
yeah,
thousand, what the fuck I was gonna do? I wasn't gonna make
yeah,
it to a million.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? Let me grow, man. Don't call me selfish, man.
yeah,
You got to be. Everybody in this world, man, is selfish to an extent
yeah,
because it's called survival. How you gonna survive if you ain't doing for yourself?
yeah.
You see, think about that. Think about it.
And there's right and wrong ways to do it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. You man, just at the end of the day, man, just hold integrity. You know what I mean?
Right.
And a lot of people want things fast. You know what I mean? It takes
Right.
time.
Takes time,
It takes
man.
time.
Take time. When God said, "Let there be light," man, light came. Then He built the world. He spoke it first, and then after He spoke it, it took years to ferment and years to
Yeah.
come into progress, man. You know what I'm saying? He
That's
ain't just do that and it just popped up. Don't think that.
that's something that's very I think very important that you touched on, man. Speaking something into existence, man.
Exactly.
Our words, I mean, I don't know why they call it spelling, but man, you're casting a spell, man. You're
Exactly.
putting something out there, and it's creating something, right?
Right.
So man, we have to be careful the way we use our words. You know?
Exactly. Because our words are so powerful, man.
Yeah,
Even you use it consciously or unconsciously, it still affects your life. You know what I'm saying? So watch what you're saying, man. Watch how you saying it. Because like you say, man, it's casting a spell,
yeah,
you know? And it reflects back. Like they say karma, it's coming back, you know? So everything you speak, man, you speaking into existence. You giving it some form of flesh, you
yeah.
know?
I
So if
believe
you
that, man.
always speak, man, we ain't gonna have shit or that shit ain't gonna work. Guess what? The shit is not gonna work. You ain't gonna have shit because you spoke it.
Yeah,
Y'all better pay attention to what y'all say out y'all mouth, man. That's man, that's a powerful thing you just touched on, man.
yeah,
Because I just ask people like this, man. I study major things that kill people in this world. You
mm-hmm.
know, this cancer, alcohol, and drugs and stuff, right? But not have one time anybody ever study how many people that words killed. How many people got killed by a word? Just a word.
Yeah,
Just a word. You know what I'm saying? When the snake spoke to Eve, he spoke a word.
that's right.
He just spoke to her.
Yeah,
He ain't do nothing else but speak. And what she do? Boom. Took down everything. You see what I'm saying? So pay attention to what you say, man. Please pay attention to what you say.
and at the same time, so now that you know that words affect you, listen to how people talk and when they talk.
Exactly. Pay attention.
Yeah, they'll you know it's kind of like I don't know if they call it third eye or whatever, but it's when
Right.
you learn to see with your ears and your eyes.
Exactly.
It's your people are telling you who they are. You know what I mean?
Exactly, man. And pay attention the first time, man. And learn the first time of who they really are.
Yeah,
So they always put it out there, man. They always show you. You sit there and listen more than you can talk, you'll find out a lot about a lot of people, man.
yeah,
Believe that.
yeah,
You will find out a lot about a lot of people. Now, Victor, back to you, man. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? How do you go by teaching your household and your kids, man? Because I know you got kids, man. You
Man,
know.
you said that right now. Like, are people having conversations with their kids?
Exactly.
Man, because nothing against my dad, right? I mean, he came from Mexico. He was, he brought up, if you look at the family, because of my dad, because of his struggle and being here and working hard, a lot of our family is here. They
Exactly.
have good jobs. They create a family here. if you go back to Mexico and see where they're at, man, some of his friends that he grew up with, their kids, they have old pants. Sometimes they don't even have shoes. You know what I mean? So my dad did good. He it's when you're it's like there's an analogy where when you're running a race and you're passing the torch on.
Exactly.
He did the best he can. You know what I mean? He handed it off to me and my brothers or whatever.
Man, that's a lovely thing.
But there's things that he didn't do for me that I needed. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because growing up in Mexico is different than growing up here. Times
Exactly.
change. Times change. Sometimes I can't relate to my kids because they're going through a different time right now.
Right.
But having that conversation with your kids, man, is very important because you get to see where they're at. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question, this man. Like you just touched on, right? Like growing up in Mexico and growing up in here, right? Did that play a big part in your work ethic? Because I noticed, right? A lot of Mexicans, right, that come over here, man, I'm talking about they have a crazy work ethic, man. I'm talking about they just work constantly around the clock, man, to build stuff and to grow stuff, man. And you know what I'm saying? And I wonder, did it come because y'all come from nothing to something, you know what I'm saying, and trying to build, because once upon a time we had that same hunger, that same passion, and that's what I want to ask you, man.
Man, so I mean, in Mexico, they're at some point it was a third world country, right? I mean, it's up and down, it changes depending on politics, right? But they always have a history of fighting for themselves, you know what I mean? Fighting for themselves. And, a lot of people that came over here, I think unintentionally, it became part of our culture.
Right.
It became part of our culture. Because if you look at the culture of Mexicans here, it's different from the Mexicans there. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a little different because they're there. You know what I mean? But, but when you come here, you have to come over here and struggle and make it and work hard because you can't speak the language. It's kind of you're forced into this thing.
Exactly.
So over the years, it's just been part of our culture to work hard. You know what I mean? And I love that because it maintains at least the Mexicans that are coming here. The second generation. We just need to be aware that me as a dad to my kids, I tell them, hey, you know what? It's good to have that culture to ground you, to let you know that you are hardworking. You know what I mean? And that's when you have the conversations and let them know where if my dad weren't to come here, they would be in Mexico. And you kind of still got to keep that ground. You got to stay that history, the real history.
Man.
And I mean, I think it just became part of the culture. My dad worked his butt off, you know what I mean? And now, that's why I work so hard. You know what I mean? That's why I work so hard. They had to figure it out. But we just I would say, man, sometimes I feel like I'm the black sheep of the family because I'm different, right?
Right.
So I don't know, man. Call it fate, call it God, call it whatever. I'm not sure whatever you want to call it, man. But
Productions.
They say you're getting it, Jack. I say I already got it. Only nigga from the set with 50 G's in his pocket. They say you winning, Jack. I said I don't